I'm not.
No, yeah, people trying to get you to sell your soul in certain situations and you're not doing it. So when you talk about that, like, how does that even work? Like, people come to you with it's different, like, offers, opportunities, or they like,
You talking about some Illuminati?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about. I wish I was talking about the Illuminati. I do a different level of money. I'm talking about the fact that
I mean, it's simple. Like
sounds
selling your soul is like it's like if somebody tells you to do something that doesn't align with your morals and principles. You get what I'm saying? To get to a certain level or to stay here. It's like if they tell you, look, hey, in order to get them come be on Breakfast Club, you got to come in here with your out. You got to come in here and twerk to the music, the beginning. And if that's not something that aligns with you, with your morals, with your principles, with the way you operate, and you say, hell yeah, I'm a dude, man, this breakfast, I can't miss this opportunity. You soldier.
Right.
It's that simple. You get what I'm saying? And that ain't really something I do. The world has seen it with me. Like, you know, I could have did one or two things, and been I'd have been about the 500 million mark by now. Facts. It was 400,000 a day for me for the rest of that year. 2020, like 400,000. We ain't talking about after parties. We ain't talking about any other business relationships that got up through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't talking about none of the other shit. I'm just talking about what was already on the calendar. You get what I'm saying? It was.
So this idea of selling your soul, we see it as, you know, something that's a little bit more spiritual than what he's saying. Do you think he may be missing where he may have sold his soul and didn't realize it? Because he's justifying it as things that you wouldn't do, and they make you do it to get something.
Yeah.
Is that really what selling your soul in the industry means?
I think to a certain degree. I think if they ask you to do something against your morals and do something that lacks integrity, like put music out that's going to kill your whole community, I think, you know, this is not how you live for real. You telling folks to pop drugs and do all this stuff that you don't even do yourself. You don't agree with that lifestyle at all, but they're saying, hey, if you rap about this, I'm going to give you millions and millions of dollars. I think to a certain degree, that is selling your soul because you're going against what you know to be right. But I also think it's a deeper way that some folks tap into some evil stuff and they know it. I know people right now who know they worship Satan and they go in there and they're just like, hey, we're going to get fame and riches, this and that. I'm not sure if I believe God is this anyway. I don't know if Jesus rose from the dead. That's a big chance to take when bro right here got 20 million right here and I can just do whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how they're thinking. Like faith is a substance thing, hope for the evidence thing not seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, they seeing the millions of dollars. So they're thinking like, shoot, I'm going to take this instead of taking a risk and believing whether or not God is real or not. And that's what they do.
Yeah. Cool. The Lover says, how can you sell something that's not yours?
We know that.
That's a good thing. I do believe what he said is real. Like the compromise is a real thing because I feel like it's. I think those things is like the Holy Spirit, I think God gives everybody those. He gives everybody that your conscience. So it's like if you go past your conscience at a certain time, like. Then you're ignoring his promptings on you, like, hey, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, and you keep going past it. Then it's like you're compromising. You're literally telling your conscience, which is for some people say it's God, that I don't need you. You don't know what you're talking about. I know better than what you do. And in essence, I think he's right about compromising because, like we just said a few minutes ago, it's like everything is not about. Sexual stuff. Everything is not about. Some stuff is, you broke and you told God like, yo, I'll serve you if I'm rich or if I'm poor. And somebody offered you $15 million, but they saying, hey, I want you to talk about sex, drugs, and things, and you don't do those things. But you say, well, I need that money. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that compromise is the part to go. Man, I didn't think I would be in this place if I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I've been in a situation where. Previous to doing like any kind of Christian anything, me and he probably watched the show too. We had a little group. We were writing songs for people, and a guy came in. He was like, "Man, this sound dope, this and that." So we let him hear some music, and he was like, "I need y'all to be a little bit more ratchet." You know what I'm saying? Like for radio play. If you want to go on the radio, we need this. And bruh came in, had a bandana tied around his neck, and the bandana said Diablo on that mug. And it's me. I wasn't going to church. I wasn't doing nothing, but I know the devil. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking. I'm seeing the bandana. And my homeboy's like, man, what's up? You trying? I said, no, I ain't trying to do it. And they're like, bro, you going to wait till night? You need to be over there with Ken. I ain't know Ken Jones. You need to be over there with Ken Jones and T.D. Jakes and them. I said, bro, the bandana say the devil, bro. I'm like, how far are you willing to go? You know what I'm saying? And they were mad at me, bro. You know, we cool now, but they were mad at me for a while. They were like, bro, we get to this point, and now you want to be, and I was like, shoot, nah, bro. Yeah. And I wasn't even going to church, but I ain't finna fool with the devil. I'm from the South. I know better than that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, it's crazy.
That's
You
funny.
crazy. Yeah, they'll offer you some stuff.
Trey, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, bro.
Sorry.
I'm good. I'm only sitting here because Ryan told me to sit down. I plan to just chill in the background.
Yeah, so
Good to see y'all.
Holy Culture is the station that we're on. Trig runs the Holy Culture and pours a lot into our lives, and so
Praise God, bro.
yeah, thank you for being here, man.
No doubt. But since I'm here,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
and Ryan put me here. Thank you, Ryan. Man, that conversation is so interesting. You know what jumped out to me, and it's semi-connected to this, but definitely big time to the last piece, is some of it I think has to do with ecosystem behaviors. And we borrow a lot of those behaviors from corporate environments. So if you're in a corporate environment, to your point of the conversation not happening in public but in the back room, that's how it's handled corporately. In a corporate environment, if somebody's exiting the company and they know something that could crush the company, so executives say, we got to lock you down. We have to give you a severance package and have you leave quietly. You have to sign documents that say you will never discuss this. And the employees are told X person left and no big explanation, right?
Yeah.
And the idea behind that is if this got out, it could crush our stock price. It could destruct employee morale, and we could see attrition and people leaving vital jobs. And so it's about protecting the ecosystem. Unfortunately, a lot of our systems, infrastructure, and processes we have borrowed from the world and carried over into our world. And we think the same equations will matter the same way.
Yeah.
And our equations are different in the kingdom world. Kingdom equation is different. Everything is but God.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe that would have worked in the corporate environment. Maybe it would have taken down the stock price. But here, we've got to deal in Jesus rules. We got to deal with kingdom behavior.
Yeah.
Nice.
They were souls.
Go to Paul's letters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Tell us how to handle this.
So that's some of the things I think too. Sometimes I think they're acts of commission clearly, but sometimes it's acts of omission where people just are trying to follow that same process.
Yeah, you're right.
That's facts.
What were you gonna say, Shania?
Oh, I was gonna comment as far as like the whole selling your soul. I'm starting to see like a trend with these celebrities that are trying to go for the compromise as selling your soul. But it's like, y'all know there's a literal selling of the soul. And I've heard too many people talk about it to where you're literally doing blood covenants with the demonic and y'all are literally selling y'all soul to the devil. Because like you said, if you don't really understand God anyway, you only live once. So I might as well live this best life. That's why you see all of these young rappers doing the absolute most, defying God and stuff like that. Because they don't really believe. But y'all are literally selling y'all soul. Y'all literally work for the demonic and y'all doing this stuff on purpose and consciously.
And sell the soul, when people say, how can you sell it when it's not yours? You know what I'm saying? Like, when they say sell, it's not literally like, it's like you're giving access, pretty much. Like, you're giving access to your soul. You're pretty much, because if you ain't got the Holy Spirit on the inside of you, anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, you open to anything. So that's why you got like Santeria, you got Ephi, all the rest of these religions where we know it's demons, but you could be infiltrated by all these different things. So if you're not under the compulsion of the Holy Spirit, guess who you under compulsion of? So you're saying, hey, whatever God is saying is cool, but I'm gonna go over here and do the opposite of that because I need to obtain this. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. So that's what we're called selling your soul. Compromise is a way, but you're also just forfeiting the freedom that you could have in Christ, but what you want, what the world has to offer.
I think there's some confusion over selling your soul because there's this idea that like the devil like your soul tastes good or something, like he collects it like jewelry or something. But if you go back to Job, like when he's the accuser, right? His whole purpose is to say, I bet you, God, that person, if I give them this, that they'll turn their back on you. I bet you, God, that if I take this away from that guy right there, he's gonna curse you.
So God will bring heaven
He's
down
trying to
like
prove that remember the whole reason we're here is Satan is trying to say you ain't all that. And he's trying to say, I am, and I'll prove it to you. We're here to prove one way or the other. Is God who he says he is, or does Satan have a point? Right? So he's this selling your soul. He doesn't care about your actual soul. What he cares about is to say, look, God, I just gave that person $1 million and look what he's doing for me. Look all the kids that he's leading astray. You ain't all that. Look at this person who said they grew up in church. Look what happens when I do this to them. And we're just playing in this play, giving in to that's what selling your soul is. You're playing for the enemy. You're proving his points.
Yeah.
And God is looking for people to say, but not Job.
Yeah.
No matter what you do to him, he's faithful. He's gonna love me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's looking to see which one of y'all are like Job. Which one of you guys are gonna say? And because when you do, you prove God is faithful, God is merciful, God is just. He's worthy of praise.
Yeah.
When you submit your life to Him, and whenever you make the decision to compromise, it's like. You're scoring points for the other team.
Yeah.
How faithful could God have been for Sean if look what I got him to do?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why it matters. That's why it matters that what you do in this world, no matter what the outcome, no matter what money, power, success that is offered to you, it's not worth it. You don't know how expensive you are.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You're expensive. It's selling your soul. Nobody can afford it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't afford
You
it.
about to give me 15 mil for this? How much is it really worth?
Yeah, you have no idea how much you cost. So I think that's why it matters. And I don't think the baby realizes that he may have already done it. You think just because I don't do this and this means you didn't sell your soul. You're working for him now.
Yeah.
Your music.
Yeah.
They be doing that. In order to get to a certain level and have certain levels of success, you literally have to sign it away. And like, there's been people that have come out of the industry, people that have come out of Satanism. Like, there's this one lady, her name is Erica. Like, she literally served Satan at such a high level that he took her to all of these places and like showed her the kingdom. So they are literally saying, no, these people are trying to act like it doesn't exist, like the Illuminati's not real. No, you're literally signing your soul away. And like, what we got to understand is the enemy's job is to steal, kill, and destroy. He is pissed. We are God's treasured possessions. He loves us. Satan was so pissed that we have the opportunity to where we can sin and come back to him. And like with angels, once they fall, they can't, they damned. You know, so it's like he hates us. So he like, okay, so I'm damned to hell. I'm gonna drag as many as y'all to hell with me.
Facts.
That's his MO.
And I also think too, man, I think people have to look eternity. They have to think eternal. You can't think for temporary. And I think, and I know sometimes, like you said, it's easy to say that when somebody's not offering you nothing, but if you have that eternal mindset, then you won't fall for any old booby trap, trick, or snare, because you'll be like, man, I'm not doing that because I'm going to spend eternity with the Lord. You know what I mean? Even if I don't. I mean, I've heard pastors say, or people who's like, man, I ain't being part of the industry. Like, I had deals on the table, and I thought more of God than that deal. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like I said, like, and I see the catch-22, like what James said, is a lot of people who come from bad situations that they know about God, but they feel like it's almost like on lottery ticket with Bow Wow when he was like, God ain't putting no food on the table. Like, you know what I mean? And they thinking that way. And you know what I'm saying? And it may not be what God, you may be getting food on your table, but it may not be what you want. You know what I mean? So I just think for the younger generation out there, you're talented, you're gifted, God has blessed you. And even for our generation, any generation, you're talented, you're gifted, and God has blessed you. But think eternity. Like, think eternal. Because if you have an eternal mindset, if you have a temporary mindset, like this is only got one life, this is a YOLO, then you're going to do whatever. But if you think eternity, you're going to be like, man, I want to spend the rest of my eternity. Eternity is forever with the Lord versus like with the enemy.
And I would say, practically speaking, making impulse decisions is just not wise anyway.
Yeah.
Like somebody come to me and say, hey, you do this right here, I'm gonna give you this right here. If you making a split second decision with your future and with your life just like that, I'm not even gonna buy a car like that. You know what I'm saying? Like much less forfeit my whole being just because you coming to be giving me something that just seems appealing in this moment. So like, let's not be so desperate. You know what I'm saying? Let's not be so hasty to wanting to see our situation improve and realize the reason why you might not have anything could be something like stewardship. Yeah. You may not know how to steward what you already have. So God's saying, you know what, I'm going to put more in your hands so you can destroy yourself. Yeah. Like, look and see what God is doing in every situation instead of being frustrated with not getting your way and making rash decisions.
Yeah. Amen.
I would say, you know, Paul told us that we were bought with a price, right? And I think that the baby, because I grew up as a product of somebody that loved hip-hop music. So the minute that we sell our souls, the minute we buy into the culture. And what are all the rappers showing us? They showing us that they got jewelry, they got cars, they got clothes, they got all these women surrounding them. And if you even look at it, like, biblically speaking, like the parable of the prodigal son, he got his inheritance, he left, and then he was, like, got down to his lowest. And when he came to himself, I really don't even believe like when he came to himself because what he did was he said, my father has all these servants. I can go and be a servant. But then when his father meets him, bless you. When his father meets him, he's like, he puts the ring on him. He's like, nah, you my son. Like, why would you even come back lower than what you are? And I think that's what the next generation, like my generation too, because I think I'm like right underneath y'all. We have to realize the value that, you know, it's not like a plastic or a Solo cup. Like, literally, God designed Jesus' body just so fine-tuned to do everything that it needed to do. So much so that I'm pretty sure that there was some extra elbow grease in that process. And then when he went and hung on that cross, that body was specifically designed to do that. There's a lot of people getting crucified. But that body right there, so it could be glorified, that's exactly what the price that you need to look at yourself as. I don't think a lot of people see that because why? Because we're impoverished, because we're just really poor morally, especially in the Western culture where what we talk about now is just so minuscule that we can't see higher value because everything that is shown to us is just like it's pretty. It's like it's all dressed up. And we got these diamonds on our neck and all of that. So it's like, we want a piece of that action. And so what can I do to get there? I can put words together. So if I put these words together and I make it sound good in a rap, or if I can sing it and it's still derogatory, I can get access to that. And I think that's what we sell our soul when we buy into the culture.